Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. What's up? It's your boy Kwame, the neighborhood neuroscientist, aka the Hood Neuro. I'm here to talk to you today about something that's very important to me, and that's people misinterpreting neuroscience research. That affects kids, it affects families, it affects the way we interact with one another, it affects where we spend our resources. So this is a very important subject. When you see people put up an article, this thing links to that thing, you still know nothing about what causes what. We need to do a lot more research before we really know what causes what. That's why they use words like link. That's why they use words like correlation, because this is just a clue that we need to discover more about, that we need to investigate further. Here's another thing. When people put up pictures and this brain lights up a certain way when something happens, we still don't know enough. We still don't know enough to say this causes that and that this is bad or good. Stop making journalists your last stop in understanding science. If you want to come to somebody, come to me. I will at least be able to direct you where to go, at least be able to find out who's doing the real research. Let me give you an example. We say often, and you'll hear me say, that physical play, physical activity helps kids, that it improves cognition. And cognition is just our ability to think and problem solve, right? It helps them calm their behavior. But I would never tell you one thing caused the other unless I had mounds and mounds of research backing that up. And I do. There have been animal studies that showed changes in the architecture of the brain, changes in the way the brain makes its connections. There have been animal studies also that match that up with better performance on tests of cognition. Again, that's problem solving. There have also been studies that showed kids did better in school. There was less bullying, less aggressive behavior. Kids did better on tests of cognitive function after, not only immediately after playing outside or being physically active, but also when you live a lifetime, when they show that kids that are active regularly, they show better cognition, they show less aggressive behavior. So again, before we make a judgment that one thing causes the other, we've got to first have a lot of research behind that. And saying one thing links to another, which is another word for correlation, which means this thing happens at the same time as this thing happens. We need a lot more than that. So we've got to actually get a more sophisticated view about science. I'm trying to instill that in my students. I hope that you can take these words and maybe just revise a little bit or actually temper a little bit your reactions to news stories about research, because it's driving me nuts. All right, until next time, it's been your boy Kwame, the neighborhood neuroscientist. Peace.